When the night was heavy and hope was thin, when the world felt loud and the heart dimmed within, when roads were broken and skies were gray, life whispered softly, "You'll find your way." Through storms that shouted, through winds that cried, through days you stumbled, through nights you sighed, through doors that closed with a silent sting, life was preparing your soul to sing. Not every tear was a sign you fell. Some were stories you had to tell. Some were rivers that carved you strong, turning your pain into victory's song. The mountains rose, too high to climb. The clock moved slow in the race with time. But every second you chose to stay was a silent win in life's long play. Scars on your heart, lines on your face, each one proof of a battled place. You didn't break when the world was rough. You bent with grace, and that was enough. Life's victory isn't loud or bright. It's the will to stand after every fight. It's waking up when the soul feels sore and choosing to try just once more. You learned from loss, you grew from pain, you danced in sunshine, you walked in rain, you held your ground when fears would call, and rose each time you thought you'd fall. Every no that blocked your way built the strength you hold today. Every shadow that crossed your sun taught your heart how light is won. You are not made of fragile glass. You are forged like steel in a furnace blast. Fire shaped you, pressure refined. Victory lives in a tested mind. When hope was a whisper you could not hear, you still took steps through doubt and fear. That quiet courage no crowd could see was life writing your victory. Not in trophies, not in gold, not in stories loudly told, but in the battles no one knew and the brave small things you chose to do. A smile you wore when your heart was tired, a dream you chased when the world conspired, a prayer you said with trembling voice, still believing was your choice. Life's victory lives in this. In every wound you didn't miss, in every fall you turned to rise, in truth you kept behind your eyes. The road is long, the climb is steep, but planted in you are roots so deep, storms may shake and thunder may roar. You've faced worse winds before. The past may knock, the memories ache, but you are stronger than the break. Each crack became a place to grow, where seeds of future courage flow. So when the mirror shows your face, see not the fear, but all the grace. See every trial you walked above, every loss that taught you love. Life's victory is not the end, it's how you fight, it's how you mend, it's how you carry light inside, when walking through the darker side. And one day soon you'll turn and see how far you came, how brave you'd be, how every step, though small and slow, was victory learning how to grow. There were mornings you rose with a heavy chest, dreams half broken, courage a guest, yet still you moved, though strength felt small, and that quiet step outshined them all. The world may measure with rules unfair, counting success in coins and glare, but life keeps score in a different way, in hearts that refuse to decay. You carried burdens you never showed, smiled while walking a cracking road, held your tears till the night was deep, and let the darkness watch you weep. But even then, when hope was low, a hidden ember began to glow, soft as breath, small as a spark, lighting a path through the longest dark. Life's victory is built like this, in moments nobody thinks to list, in choosing patience over rage, in turning pain into a wiser page. The friends who left, the love that broke, the harshest words that someone spoke, they carved in you a deeper sight, teaching your soul the shape of light. You learned that endings still can teach, that loss can stretch the heart's own reach, that shattered plans, though sharp and wild, can grow a stronger, braver child. There were days you doubted your own worth, felt too small for this wide earth, but still you breathed, still you stayed, and that alone a victory made. For life's great wins are often quiet, a mind that rests after inner riot, a heart that forgives though hurt before, a soul that dares to hope once more. Not every battle leaves a scar. Some just show how strong you are, how much you held, how far you came, through silent wars without a name. You are the proof that storms can pass, that broken pieces still can last, that even when the sky falls through, there's still a strength inside of you. The road ahead may twist and bend, but you now know how wounds can mend. You know the taste of falling down, and still you wear an unseen crown. Life's victory walks at your side, not in pride, but steady stride, in every time you chose what's right, though wrong seemed easier in the night. The child you were still lives within, with fragile hopes and stubborn grin. You fight today to keep that light, and that is victory's truest fight. Let fear speak loud, let doubt appear, you've walked before with both so near, and every time you did not flee, you wrote another victory. One day the pain that shaped your days will stand behind you like a haze, a distant storm, a fading sound, proof you survived the battleground. And you will stand with softer eyes, wiser heart and quiet skies, knowing the wars you had to face, built in you an unshakable grace. Life's victory is not a race. It's learning to move at your own pace, to fall, to rise, to try again, and still keep love for fellow men. So if tonight your heart feels tired, dreams feel lost, and hope expired, remember this before you sleep. Your roots are strong, your soul runs deep. You are becoming, day by day, in unseen, powerful, silent way, and every breath you choose to take is another wind no storm can shake. There were nights the ceiling knew your stare, silent questions hanging in air, thoughts like waves that would not rest, crashing hard inside your chest. You asked the sky, why so long? Why the road feels always wrong? Why the climb with no clear peak? Why the strong are made so weak? But life, in ways both strange and deep, plants its answers while you weep, in hidden soil beneath the pain, where loss becomes the start of gain. Every delay that broke your plan was shaping a wiser, patient man. Every door that would not part was guarding the map inside your heart. Life's victory grows underground, without a trumpet, without a sound, like roots that thicken out of sight, preparing trees to face the night. You thought you were behind, too late, watching others race with fate, but you were walking a different lane, learning strength through private pain. Comparison stole your peace at times, turned your blessings into crimes. Yet still you rose, still you tried, still kept your softer side. That is victory, quiet, pure, a gentle heart that can endure, a soul that bends but does not break, no matter how the tempests shake. There were words you never said, battles fought inside your head, forgiveness learned with trembling breath, choosing love instead of death. Life's victory lives in restraint, in staying kind when others ain't, in walking on when pride says stop, in climbing slow toward the top. You carry dreams like fragile glass, through seasons that refused to pass, through doubts that whispered, let it go. Still you answered, I will grow. Even when your voice was small, you spoke your truth against the wall. Even when your knees felt weak, you stood for things the brave hearts seek. The world may never fully see the wars you fought internally, but heaven counts each silent stand, each time you chose a steady hand. Life's victory is written there, in every time you chose to care, in every time you held your ground, when chaos roared all around. The past you feared to look behind is now a teacher, sharp and kind. Its lessons carved in tears you shed, guiding where your feet now tread. You are not the pain you knew, you are what you walked through. You are the strength that stayed alive. You are the will that chose to survive. And one bright day you'll understand why storms were placed upon your land. They were not sent to make you fall, but to prove you could outlast them all. Life's victory shines in your eyes, in tired truth, not perfect lies, in honest scars and faithful scars, in reaching light beyond the bars. So walk on, even if slow, even if you do not yet know how all these pieces fit your story, or how the struggle becomes glory. Because victory is already near, in every breath, in every tear, in every time you chose to stay and face another uncertain day. The dawn did not arrive with drums, no trumpet sound, no crowd that comes, just quiet light through curtains thin, and a softer strength alive within. You didn't notice when you changed, when fear and faith rearranged, when burdens once too much to bear became the weight that built your care. The things that hurt you most before don't shake your spirit like they swore. You learn to breathe, to pause, to see that pain is not your destiny. Life's victory is subtle, slow, like winter turning into glow, like frozen ground that seems so still, yet hides the force of springtime will. You used to pray to skip the test, now you pray for strength, not rest. That shift alone, so small, so wise, is how a stronger spirit rise. The tears you thought would never end became the rain your roots depend. Each drop that fell from aching eyes fed the tree that now can rise. You forgave yourself for not knowing, for wounds you hid, for slow growing, for roads you took that led to pain. Not all detours are in vain. Life's victory blooms in grace, in giving your own heart a place, in speaking gently to your mind, leaving harsh old words behind. You stopped demanding perfect days, stopped chasing worth in endless ways. You learned your value does not fall when life does not applaud at all. There were battles no one saw, moments raw without a flaw, where giving up seemed sweet and near. Yet still you whispered, "Stay right here." That whisper, quiet, almost gone, was life's victory holding on. A thread of light, a fragile line, still stronger than the grandest sign. The road ahead still isn't clear, but now you walk it without fear. Not because storms won't appear, but you know your strength lives here. You've made peace with not knowing when, with starting over once again, with building hope from broken parts, with steady hands and open hearts. Life's victory is not a place, it's how you move through time and space. It's who you are when days are tough, still choosing love, and that's enough. The child in you now stands up tall, not scared of shadows on the wall. For you became the shield they need, the gentle voice, the guiding seed. You are both the wound and cure, the unsure step that still is sure, the storm that raged, the calm that grew. Life's victory lives inside you. And when the final chapter's near, you won't just count the smiles and cheer. You'll count the nights you did not fall, the times you answered courage's call. Because victory was never far, it lived in who you truly are, in every time you chose to try, even when hope was running dry. So walk on now with lifted head, not fearing paths you haven't tread. For every step, both weak and strong, has been life's victory all along. Now look how far your feet have come, through days that burned, through nights so numb, through silent wars no eyes could see. You carried on, and that is victory. The weight you thought would crush your chest became the stone that built your crest. Each hardship laid, one by one, a higher place beneath your sun. You are not standing here by chance, but by 1,000 second chances, by every time you chose to stay, when easier roads called you away. Life's victory lives in staying true, when no one else believes in you, when mirrors doubt and voices shake, yet still you rise for your own sake. There were dreams buried deep in sand, slipped like water through your hand, yet even loss had seeds to sow, in places only time could grow. You learned that strength is often kind, not loud, not cruel, not hard of mind, but patient like the moonlit sea, holding tides of dignity. The pain you feared would leave you torn helped a wiser heart be born. You carry now a gentler sight that finds small stars inside the night. Life's victory is not the shout. It's faith that lives when hope is doubt. It's taking steps you cannot see, trusting who you're meant to be. You once asked, "When will this end?" Now you ask, "What can this mend?" That single shift, so deep, so true, is life's own triumph born in you. The past no longer holds your feet. It walks behind. No more defeat. A chapter closed, a lesson kept, a road you walked, a night you wept. You are not who pain defined. You are the courage pain refined. You are the voice that still can sing after losing everything. And if tomorrow shakes your ground, if thunder rolls with ruthless sound, you'll face it now with steady breath, for you have made your peace with death. Not as an end, but fear released, a shadow faced, a war now ceased. You know that loss cannot erase the light you've built in hidden space. Life's victory stands calm and clear, not built on luck, not built on cheer, but built on nights you chose to stand, with trembling heart and steady hand. So when you doubt the worth you hold, remember stories never told, of battles fought in silent rooms, where unseen courage always blooms. You are the proof the soul can rise, beyond the fear, beyond disguise. A living tale, both scar and song, showing broken things belong. The climb goes on. Yes, that is true, but now the mountain walks with you. For strength once sought so far above, was growing quietly in your love. Life's victory is here, is now, in tired eyes and furrowed brow, in honest breath and open chest, in simply giving life your best. The road behind is long and wide, a map of tears you never cried, of silent prayers, of hidden fights, of lonely, endless, aching nights. Yet here you stand, not loud, not crowned, but rooted deep in sacred ground. A quiet strength, a steady flame, forever changed, yet still the same. Life's victory was never fame, nor winning some imagined game. It was the soul that would not quit, the fragile heart with iron in it. It was the breath you chose to take, when hope felt like a thin, dry ache. It was the dawn you faced alone, still daring life to be your own. You did not see the growth each day, how slowly fear was worn away, how piece by piece, through joy and scar, you became more than what you are. The nights that seemed too dark to bear were carving depth, were shaping care. The cracks that pain had torn apart made room for light inside your heart. Life's victory lives in the small, in getting up after each fall, in saying yes to one more try, in lifting hope when dreams run dry. You are the sum of all you've faced, of every wound and every grace, of all the times you nearly broke, yet still you rose beneath the smoke. The world may never fully know the storms through which you had to go, but your own soul will always see the quiet mark of victory. And when you speak with gentler tone, when you help others not feel alone, when your scars teach someone to stand, that is victory's truest hand. For pain that stays locked deep inside is just a wound we try to hide, but pain transformed and freely given becomes the very breath of heaven. Life's victory is love grown wise, soft in heart, but steel in eyes, a spirit tested, refined by flame, yet still with kindness left to claim. So walk ahead, though roads may bend, for victory is not an end. It is the way you choose to live, to rise, to hope, to heal, to give. And when your final evening comes, no fear, no list of should have dones, just quiet peace, a soul set free, whispering, this was victory, not because the path was light, but because you stayed through every night, not because you never fell, but because you rose, and rose so well. Life's victory was in your hands, in broken dreams, in shifting sands, in every time you chose to stay and face another fragile day. So if your heart still doubts its worth, remember what you've walked on earth. No crown could shine as bright as this, a life that did not fear the abyss. And in the end, when all is still, you'll know you climbed your highest hill, not one of stone, nor sky, nor sea, but the mountain of who you chose to be.